Welcome, race fans. It is the first Sunday of the month. This is the monthly Race 4 pad. Check them out at padd.org. People Against Distracted Driving, a situation, a non-for-profit organization very near and dear to a lot of drivers around iRacing, KMA, LLN, all of the painters involved with the putting up the logos of PAD. We've got fans out there. We're going to tell you a little bit about the fans of PAD as the night does progress on. Drivers are up and taking their qualifying laps tonight. We're getting ready to run out of 125 laps here at Auto Club. Should be a great race out here tonight. Last night, coming off of 188 laps with one caution. Same group of drivers, different vehicle, different track. But I tell you what, folks, I've got complete faith in these drivers tonight for 125 laps on this 2.001 mile track. Auto Club. Going to take a look at our qualifying order out here tonight. Qualifying very important out here at Auto Club. Out there on that front line, we've got Donald Stewart with a 40.518. Travis Browder with a 40.563. David Washington in third position. Pat Rouchet sitting in fourth. And Bob Wells in fifth position. Very nice, top five. Sean Dewar sitting in sixth. Jack Watts with Southeast Motorsports in seventh. Ronald Klein with RTK Motorsports in eighth. Colin Bauer back in ninth. And Mark Jackson representing Loose Lug Nuts, position 10. Position 11, belonging to Anthony Poston. Everett Fastlane Racing back in position 12. Paul Cohen, position 13th. And James Brown with Cora Championship Online Racing Association, always feeling good, position 14th. Jason Hughes representing Loose Lug Nuts Racing, position 15. Taylor Potson 16th. Brent Kill, Freeman Kelly, 17th and 18th. Dave Acacia with Kickin' Asphalt Motorsports, sitting in 19th. And Gary Whitmer Jr. in position 20. Big shout out there to Gary Whitmer Jr. and GW Graphics. Position 21, belonging to Richard Brose. Ivan Garcia, position 22. Jason Russo, position 23. I would start out in 24th. John Henderson in position 25. Robert McFarland, 26th. William Wise, position 27th. Gary Whitmer Sr., position 28. Kevin Scott Nelson with Kickin' Asphalt, 29th. And 30th, belonging to Joel Guy. Near the rear of our field, we have Thomas Wagner in 31st and Danny Rudy in 32nd. Looks like an extremely strong field out here tonight. Going to have a lot of fun. 125 laps getting ready to come your way. Nice sized field out here, racing for a great cause. People Against Distracted Driving. Going to be seeing a lot of PAD vehicles out here tonight in these Toyota Tundras and Chevy Silverados. Purple is the color for PAD. Favorite color of Nikki Clenny. Nikki Clenny, unfortunately killed in a texting incident. She was not at fault. She was an actual victim. Her father, Mike Clenny, began PAD, People Against Distracted Driving, and went on a mission to educate everyone that would listen about the dangers of distracted driving.
Green flag. Have a great day. Let's have some fun.
And we are off, ladies and gentlemen. 125 laps of racing for PAD, People Against Distracted Driving. A lot of big names in here tonight. David Washington, Travis Browder, Donald Stewart. Recently with a 3 for winning 3 in a row. Donald Stewart, a very strong contender no matter where he rolls. David Washington in the number 98 up in front. Travis Browder in the number 51. Always a lot of fun to watch young Travis. Donald Stewart on the outside showing his support for Pad in the number 78. Number 98, David Washington side by side. One text or call could wreck it all on the rear end of the number 78, and the inside is Paul Rouchet in the number 9. Jack Watson, 5th position in the number 77. Bob Wells and the Gas Monkey, number 38. Good to see Bob Wells out here. Number 76, Ronald Klein, beginning to make a move, showing his support for Pad in the Max Mount Chevy Silverado. Good to see Max Mount getting a little bit of coverage out there. Max Mount, in association with Pad, helping to keep you safe out there on the highway, roadway, in your driveway, with a handy little device holder. Holds your cell phone, your iPad, your Galaxy, iPhone, whatever you need it to hold. It will hold, allowing you for hands-free driving. You can find more information about these wonderful dash mounts at maxmount.com, MAXXMOUNT.com. Big shout out there to Ronald Klein in the number 76, showing his support for Max Mount. Sean Dewar, Old School Motorsports, sitting back in 8th position. Anthony Poston showing his support for Pad as well in the number 31. Mark Jackson representing Over the Top Paints and Designs in the number 3, America Budweiser. Racing it up with the number 26 of Paul Cohen. Paul Cohen in the Yosemite Sam Chevy Silverado. Jason Hughes in the number 58 in position 12, representing Over the Top Paint and Designs. And appears to be the Broncos. Good to see Jason Hughes out here. Number 30, Colin Bauer. Side by side with the 931 of Taylor Potts. Everett Lane in frame. Dave Acacia. Brent Kill. 3-wide action with Brent Everett and Colin. Colin representing South Park. Oh no, they killed Kenny again. Nice looking paint job there on the number 30 of Colin Bauer. Trying to get around the number 4 of Brent Kill. Brent Kill. Drive for Diabetes Awareness in the number 4 Chevy Silverado. Check. Don't second guess the motto for Brent Kill. Losing a child to a misdiagnosis. Always check. Don't guess. Diabetes. Drive for Diabetes Awareness. Big shout out there to Brent Kill. You can find more information at dfda.com. th position, James Brown side by side with Everett Fastlane Racing. Want to give James Brown a big shout out there. Cora Championship Online Racing Association. You can check them out on Sundays, other than the first Sunday of the month, where Cora joins KMA Racing in the race for PAD. James Brown also involved with Max Mount. Cora and PAD and Max Mount keeping you safe. Jason Russo, our Tuesday night sponsor, sitting back in position 17 in the Pro Automotive. Number 14, Chevy Silverado. Dave Acacia peeking into the picture in the Dollar General, number 20, as Brent Kill falls towards the rear of the field. Freeman Kelly in the number 33. Freeman, an avid drone hobbyist. Gary Whitmer Jr. in the number 5 tonight, position 20, Nikki Kelleny Foundation. Gary Whitmer, last night's winner of our 188-lap race. Son of Becky Whitmer, son of Gary Whitmer Sr. Gary Whitmer, 7 spots back of Gary Whitmer Jr. Want to give a big shout out there to Becky Whitmer. We got something going on special right now, ladies and gentlemen. This information has been posted up into the PAD Motorsports group. It has been posted up into the KMA Facebook information page. Becky Whitmer has handmade a beautiful purple PAD quilt showing the emblems of PAD, our mission. We are currently auctioning up this race for auctioning up the PAD quilt. You can find more information about that on the KMA Racing Facebook page or on the PAD page. But there is currently an auction going on for this gorgeous quilt made by Becky Whitmer. Becky Whitmer doing her part to show her support for PAD. 1 spot back of Gary, we've got the 224 of Kevin Scott Nelson. PAD logos on the DuPont. John Henderson in the Lucky Leprechaun. Lucky Leprechaun PAD truck. I remember that. It was last Leprechaun Day. Over the top paints and designs. Painter of a very nice Chevy Silverado Lucky Leprechaun. Ivan Garcia in the rear of the field in the number 72, along with William Wise. William Wise showing his support for PAD and the paint shop. And Magical Butter. Big shout out there to William Wise. Gary Whitmer Sr. and Danny Rudy, positions 27th and 28th. Lap 12 of 125 laps out here at Auto Club. David Washington, our front runner at the moment, leading out 12 laps. Donald Stewart leading one lead change. Travis Browder taking his time. No particular hurry here for Travis Browder, Donald Stewart. These are our top 5 drivers. Nice distances between the top 5 drivers. This is David Washington, Travis Browder, Donald Stewart, Pat Rouchet, and Jack Watts rounding out our top 5 tonight here on lap 13 of 125. Caution-free racing. That's what the fans like to see. A little bit tighter action back here for position 7th and 8th. Ronald Klein, Mark Jackson, Sean Dewar, Jason Hughes, Anthony Poston, and Taylor Potts. positions 7 through 12. Very defined lines these drivers are putting out here at Auto Club. Another track, as we talked about last night, driver against driver, driver against track. Auto Club, another one of those tracks, you're battling against yourself and the speed you can get around that track rather than other drivers. Sean Dewar with the speed of 168, 170. 178. 180. Then's got to back off of it down to 164. So 180 to 164, back up to probably about 175, 177. 180. Nice line being ran there by Sean Dewar. Last lap of a 41.856. Jack Watts with the last lap of a 41.926, but a fast lap of a 40.799. Very nice lap there for Jack Watts. Caution is out. Taking a look at John Henderson, caught up in it, but not the fault of John Henderson. Trouble for John in front. Number 26. Getting a little bit loose. 26 of Paul Cohen. Sliding up into that wall. Getting her loose and across the bow of John Henderson. Other drivers able to slide by very nicely. Only one casualty on that. John Henderson taking a tough ride. A little bit of a tougher ride there for Paul Cohen. Travis Browder, David Washington bringing them into pit row underneath our first caution of the night in the race for pad. 125 laps, first caution coming out on lap 17. Not a bad run at all. Hoping for caution-free racing, but these things happen. Not a bad run at all for the drivers out here tonight in the race for pad. Mark Jackson in position 10 inside of pit row in the number 3. Over the top paints and designs. On his way out of pit row. That will put Mark Jackson back out into position 6th. How about it, Mark Jackson? Have you got a copy?
10-4, you got me, Scotty?
I got you. How you doing, Mark?
Man, we're doing okay so far.
Well, fortunately, underneath that caution, we only had one other driver. So the field is still 98% intact. How is Auto Club and the drivers getting along out here tonight?
Well, this track is fast. It's nighttime. Is the right time. So far, everybody seems to be driving with a cool head. We're just trying to hold our track position up here in this over-the-top paints Chevy Silverado. So I'm hoping we get a long green run. I think we can run these guys down and have a good finish tonight.
Well, I tell you what, you are looking very sharp out there in the over-the-top paints and designs America Budweiser. Talk to me real quick about pad. I know it's a cause very near and dear to you.
Yes, it is. people against distracted driving. You know, can't say enough about the cause. Every day I see somebody, I pull up next to it at a red light, somebody has their phone in their face, and they're not paying attention to what they're doing. It costs a lot of lives, so just trying to bring awareness to it, and it's a good cause. Hopefully we can bring awareness to what's going on out there and save a life, because one life we save doing what we do, bringing awareness to it, is worth it.
All right. That's a mouthful to say right there, and you said it very well. Good luck to you, Mark Jackson.
Thank you, Scotty.
Big shout out there to Mark Jackson and Over the Top Paints and Designs. Keeping Mark looking sharp out there in the number 3. Right now, Mark is in position 7. David Washington out there on that front line. Pat Rouchet sitting in 2nd position. Donald Stewart in 3rd. Travis Browder in 4th. Bob Wells sitting off in 5th. Bob Wells in the Gas Monkey, designed by Over the Top Paints and Designs. Drivers lined up, double file. Lap 20 of 125. 105 laps to go. 1 lead change, 1 caution, totaling out 4 laps. Off to a fairly decent start out here in the race 4 pad. In car with Jason Russo, position 11 down on the inside lane, behind the number 62 of Sean Dewar on our first restart of the night, taking lap 21. Pace car in. Jason Russo up track, trying to get a run onto the number 62 of Sean Dewar. Jason Russo back down. But this track feels a little bit like Talladega. You're not quite full throttle around this track, at least not for the entire race. Your tires are going to burn up. But you do get that thrill, you do get that feel of Talladega or Daytona out here. But you got to drive the car, ladies and gentlemen. You cannot burn those tires up. Jason Russo onto the rear end of the number 3 of Mark Jackson. Checking up, hearing those tires squeal. Going to try to get a run up on the inside and possibly do a duck down. Mark Jackson working on getting around Sean Dewar. Jason Russo all over the rear end of Mark Jackson. Not making time on Mark Jackson, but they are making time on traffic straight ahead. Maybe these 3 drivers should stay nose to tail. Jason Russo on the inside. On the inside, Mark Jackson leaving that door open. Jason going for the outside. He is outside. Not clear, not clear. Big run down the back. Door is open, and there goes Jason Russo side by side with the number 3 of Mark Jackson. Jason Russo making his way around Mark Jackson. David Washington leading his 23rd lap. All drivers still on that lead lap. David Washington, Travis Browder, Donald Stewart, our top three, side by side, Donald Stewart and Pat Rouchet. Jack Watts, Ronald Klein, rounding out our top six. Doug Turner rooting on Jack Watts in Southeast Motorsports. Big shout out there too. Doug Turner and Rednecks Racing. And here goes his boy, Jack Watts, on the inside of the number 78. Jack Watts with a successful pass on the number 78. Here comes Ronald Klein. 78 going sideways. That'll bring out that caution. Taking a look at the number 78 of Donald Stewart. Oh, actually, Donald Stewart got touched. We're going to take a little bit of a closer look at that, but I do believe that Ronald Klein, right there it is, ladies and gentlemen. A little bit of a touch going on there. Ronald Klein coming up track a little bit. And there is the contact between Ronald Klein and the number 78 of Donald Stewart. Tough break there for Donald Stewart. Fortunately, all the other drivers on the track able to avoid Donald Stewart. That's always nice. David Washington one more time leading them off into pit road. Travis Browder, Pat Rouchet, Jack Watts, Ronald Klein, Bob Wells, Sean Dewar. Underneath our second caution of the night, lap 27 of 125. 98 laps to go, 2 cautions. Not a bad night. Racing for a good cause, people against distracted driving. You can find more information about padd.org if you'd like to support people against distracted driving. Wristbands, t-shirts, bumper stickers for sale out there at padd.org. Gary Whitmer Jr. sitting in position 14th. We're going to talk to Gary Whitmer Jr. and see if we can get a little bit of insight onto this quilt thing. How about it, Gary Whitmer? Have you got a copy? Gary, have you got a copy? All right, one more try for Gary Whitmer. All right, unfortunately, ladies and gentlemen, we are having some microphone issues with Gary Whitmer Jr. Let's see if we can get a copy on Gary Whitmer Sr. How about it, Gary Whitmer Sr.? Have you got a copy? Gary Whitmer, have you got a copy?
Yes, Colin.
Well, how you doing, Gary?
Hey, doing pretty good. How are you?
Doing good. We were trying to get a hold of Gary Jr., but having some microphone issues. I wanted to get some first-hand information about this auction of the pad quilt. Can you tell us a little bit about it?
Yeah, my wife made a quilt for Pad. All the donations or whatever the top bid is will go to Pad.
All right, sounds like a great deal. Definitely a great cause. I've got one of Becky Whitmer's quilts myself, very warm, very snuggly, and this information has all been posted up. Do you know what the current bed sits at as of right now?
No, I don't. My wife's keeping up with it.
All right, well, I tell you what, the fans will just have to check it out. All right, how is your race individually going?
Oh, I'm trying to hang in there. I'm staying back a little bit, trying to save some tar wear.
All right, well, I tell you what, you are looking very sharp out there in the number 52, Angels Never Die. Good luck to you, Gary Whitmer.
Thank you, Scott.
Gary Whitmer showing his support for Pad. Gary Whitmer started out here tonight in 22nd, or 28th. He is up to 22nd. Drivers lining up this time. We will be getting back to racing here in the race for Pad. Everett Lane finally making his position up to position 2. David Washington falling to position 3. Mark Jackson, position 4. Gary Whitmer Jr. in 13th. Paul Coe and John Henderson having a little bit of difficulty tonight. Back out there in 17th and 20th. Tough break for Donald Stewart, falling to position 27, but still on that lead lap. Kevin Scott Nelson in position 25. Travis Browder leading our second restart of the night, taking lap 30, 95 laps to go. Pace car is in. Travis Browder showing his support for Pad. Another paint job by Over the Top Paints and Designs. David Washington, Everett Lane, positions 2 and 3. Not really worried about passing at the moment. More so worried about avoiding that huge pack in the rearview mirror. Jason Russo in position 6. Jack Watts in position 7. Jason Hughes in the number 58, representing the paint shop. Jason Hughes with Loose Lug Nuts Racing. Go Broncos! Sean Dewar coming around the number 58. 58 fighting back. Ronald Klein in that mix. Number 33 of Freeman Kelly trying to work his way around James Brown. Gary Whitmer in the number 5. Nikki Clenny Foundation. Big shout out there to Gary Whitmer. David Casey back in position 20th. Position 14 in the number 20. Colin Bauer, Taylor Potts battling for position 15. Colin Bauer losing a little bit of speed in the entry, but on the exit way, flying by the 931 of Colin Bauer, or of Taylor Potts. Successful pass for Colin against Taylor. Trouble up high for Everett Lane. Everett Lane making contact with that wall. Going to lose several spots out here tonight for the number 24. Number 31 of Anthony Poston in the Max Mount. Two drivers out here tonight showing their support for Max Mount. We appreciate that, drivers. Everett Lane back up to speed onto the rear end of the 31, Max Mount Anthony Poston. Heavy traffic with Gary Whitmer Jr. in the middle. Freeman Kelly, Jason Hughes, very, very tight. Jason Hughes up on that high side onto the rear end of James Brown. Auto Club big enough to hold 5 solid defined lanes of traffic. But you'll notice the preferred lanes on the straights are up high and in the corners down low. So when they do get 3 and 4 wide in the corner, that can be a little bit tricky to maintain and handle. Jason Russo, Mark Jackson, 4th and 5th. Pat Rouchet still very safe in 3rd position. David Washington, Travis Browder, our race leaders, side by side. Very nice racing with our leaders, Travis Browder, Dave Washington. Youth against age. Travis Browder, young driver. David Washington, a little bit of an older driver, I believe 40s, possibly 50s. Both very experienced. Travis Browder not really right now worried so much about getting around David Washington as much as keeping up with David Washington. Lap 37 of 125, 88 laps to go. David Washington leading 27 laps. Travis Browder leading 9. Donald Stewart leading 1. Donald Stewart currently in 25th. Jack Watts trying to work his way up to Mark Jackson. Side by side, Mark Jackson. Number 9, Pat Rouchet. Drivers holding solid at 2.5, 2.4 seconds off of our race leader, David Washington and Travis Browder. Sean Dewar, our 7th position, in the yellow and green on the rear end of the number 77. Lap 40 of 125 in the race for Pad. Reminder, ladies and gentlemen, if you want to help out Pad, we are currently auctioning off a beautiful handmade quilt. You can find that information on the Pad Facebook page as well as the KMA Racing Facebook page. All proceeds going to Pad, People Against Distracted Driving. James Brown getting up onto the rear end of Sean Dewar. Sean Dewar with Old Schools Motorsports. Being rooted on by his wife Lisa. James Brown in the 00. Jason Hughes all over the rear end of James Brown. Caution is out. Looking at the number 21 of Danny Rudy. Take a little bit of a close eye here. A little bit of contact there on Danny Rudy. Number 31 of Anthony Poston. Contact between the 31 and the number 21. Bringing out our third caution of the night. David Washington, Travis Browder, Pat Rouchet doing a great job up here. Hanging out in first, second, and third. And as the cautions are flying, looking at the possibility of green flag pit stops slipping away. Definitely would like to see some green flag pit stops. Saw a whole bunch of them last night. What a great race last night was. 188 laps, one caution. A little bit of a different night out here tonight in the race for Pad. Nice paint jobs these drivers are sporting out here tonight. Jason Hughes out, James Brown out. Number 26 possibly serving a penalty. James Brown representing Cora, Championship Online Racing Association. You can check them out on Sundays in their Sunday Money League. How about it, James Brown? Have you got a copy?
Well, good evening, Scott.
How you feeling out here tonight?
I feel good.
Good to hear, good to hear. Now it is Sunday. It is all about Pad tonight. And you are very close to Pad with not only with the iRacing and the Purple Rims, but also with Max Mount. We've got two Max Mount trucks out here tonight. Tell us all about it.
Well, Max Mount, of course, is a hands-free device endorsing hands-free driving, distracted-free driving, to go in conjunction with Pad. And the Max Mount is a hands-free device that mounts on your dash, very adjustable, and will hold your and not necessarily a cell phone, but your GPS or any electronic device.
Sounds like something pretty nifty and good to have in your vehicle. What is the atmosphere out here on the track tonight underneath our third caution A little bit different than last night with that 188 we ran. How are the guys getting along out here tonight?
Everybody's getting along good. It's give and take, and you can hear the give and take on the radio. Just later on in the runs, guys are chewing up their tires, and I think that may be the cause for the cautions.
Tire wear pretty important out here tonight.
Indeed, sir.
Alrighty, now this week we're going to be opening up our points season, starting it off at Atlanta. What are your thoughts about that?
Can't wait to get started. I'm gonna take this Cora truck and do the best I can for you this season.
All right, there you go. All right, good luck to you tonight, James Brown.
Thank you, Scott.
James Brown, very, very hopeful about our upcoming Monday, Tuesday, and Friday night series beginning tomorrow, starting off at Atlanta. All races, 125 laps. 12 tracks over 12 weeks. Xfinity class on Monday, trucks on Tuesday, Cup cars on Friday. All 3 nights, drivers are racing for points. And the drivers don't know it yet, but the winner of each series will get a smaller version of the handmade race pad quilt made by Becky Whitmer. Drivers may know it now, those that are listening to the broadcast, but a little bit of an incentive there for the drivers to keep it clean and do a great job out there tonight. They're not only racing for points, they're racing for a handmade quilt with a pad design made by Becky Whitmer. That'll be pretty cool. Pat Rouchet out there on that front line. Drivers doubled up, lap 46 of 125, 79 to go, 4 lead changes, 3 cautions, totaling out 12 laps. Pat Rouchet leading 2 laps, David Washington leading 34, Travis Browder leading 9. David Washington on that outside lane. Pat Rouchet on the inside. Nice start for Pat Rouchet on that inside, leaving David Washington in his mirror as he does drift up, getting ready to make that corner, to arc that corner, come down at the apex. David Washington losing position on the outside lane, losing position to Travis Browder. Pat Rouchet one more time up. Travis Browder not taking that up as far. Looks like David Washington may have found his momentum. Travis Browder, David Washington down to the inside. Pat Rouchet, what a block there by Pat Rouchet. Not even so much a block, as it were. Just he wanted to go there. There was room. He went there. Silverado versus Toyota Tundra. Pat Rouchet down below that white lane. Perfectly legal. Perfectly legal. Pat Rouchet doing a great job of controlling these lanes. I tell you what. He's very clean. He's not doing anything dirty. He is doing a great, fantastic job of keeping Travis Browder at bay. David Washington, Travis Browder having their own little racing situation there, along with the number 14 of Jason Russo. Travis Browder trying down below. Pat going down. David Washington, Travis Browder. Both drivers trying to work their way around Pat Rouchet. Travis has got a nose underneath the number 9 of Pat Rouchet. Can he hold it? Can he hold it? Pat Rouchet up high. Travis Browder side to side, bumper to bumper with David Washington here. David Washington watching Travis and Pat. David Washington down below, getting a big run on 9. 51 is clear. 51 is up. 51 has made that pass on Pat Rouchet. Looks like the number 98 is going to challenge the number 9 side by side. Pat Rouchet may have had to fight a little bit too hard and lost a little bit of grip on the tires. Very nice racing here with David Washington. Sean Dewar, Jason Russo for positions 4 and 5 with Ronald Klein sitting in position 6. Ronald Klein in the max mount. Sean Dewar, Old Schools Motorsports. Jason Russo, Kicking Asphalt, and KMA Racing, our Tuesday night sponsor in our TNT Tuesday Night Truck Series. This week running at Atlanta in our season opener. Jack Watts, Mark Jackson, Ronald Klein. Jack Watts seemingly getting a good run up onto the rear end of Ronald Klein. James Brown working his way back towards the front. Travis Browder has gotten up there to the front in position 1, leading his 12th lap, starting to pull away from David Washington and Pat Rouchet, about half a second up. The battling between David and Pat possibly slowing down their momentum to get up to Travis Browder. Drivers will still have to go into pit row one more time, be it under caution or green flag. Jason Hughes back in position 10. Gary Whitmer Jr. for position 11. Freeman Kelly, Taylor Potts, positions 12th and 13th. And Anthony Poston, our other driver in the max mount, number 31, sitting back in position 14th. Bob Wells up high, Dave Acacia down low. Dave and Bob having a nice battle here. Dave Acacia in the number $20 General. Bob in the Gas Monkey, number 38. Colin Bauer in the number 30 tonight, showing his love for South Park. Colin started out here tonight in 9th, currently in 17th position. Everett Lane started 12th, currently is in 18th. Very close to that wall. Paul Cohen in the number 26. John Henderson, Kevin Scott Nelson, Donald Stewart. Donald Stewart currently in position 22. These 4 drivers fighting it out for position 19, 19, 20, 21, and 22. Sitting at about 8.1 seconds back off of our race leader, Travis Browder. Ivan Garcia sitting at 9 back. Joel Guy sitting in 24th in the number 91, 11.9 seconds back. Gary Whitmer Sr. sitting at 12.9 back, along with Danny Rudy. Danny Rudy, unfortunately, is 2 laps down. Lap 58 of 125. 67 laps to go on our race leader, David Washington. Travis Browder, David Washington battling hard. Pat Boucher, Sean Dewar up to 4th position. Going to take a quick commercial break, ladies and gentlemen. We're going to keep that live action on our leaders. And we are back underneath our next caution of the night, looking at John Henderson. John Henderson coming up into the rear end of the number 26 of Paul Cohen, or so it appears. Definite contact there with the number 11 and the number 26. It looks like John may have come up just a hair. And just a hair is indeed all that it takes. Tough break there for John Henderson and Paul Cohen. One more time underneath caution, David Washington leading them into pit row. David now leading 36 laps. Travis Browder, Toyota Tundra in the number 51, leading out 18 laps out here tonight. Race off of pit row. How about it, Travis? Have you got a copy?
Hey, Scott. There's some good racing up front. How you doing?
I'm doing good. Having a good time watching you guys run around this track, supporting Pad. Sounds like you're having a blast. How's it going out there for you?
Oh, it's going really, really well so far, Scott. We're having a lot of fun up here at the front for sure, and that last run was crazy up there. Trying a big shout out to Mike Kalini for tonight.
Now you've got your hands full up there with David and Sean and Pat. How are your tires holding out?
Tires are, it's tight when you're behind traffic, and with this aero package, like these trucks are so close when you're in the draft, we're like a half a second back or whatever. So, what you can do is do the best you can to save tires and save the best you can on the right front tires. So, track position is so important here. It's getting pretty intense as we're getting close to the end of this thing.
Now you gave Mike Kalini a big shout out. You know all about PAD, People Against Distracted Driving. You're a younger driver. Talk to us about your generation and the dangers of distracted driving.
People Against Distracted Driving, you got to stay focused on the road 100%, just like you're out there on the racetrack racing 100% of the time. We'll always look what's in front of you and be aware of your surroundings, and you will be okay and survive on the road.
All right, and can the same thing be said out here tonight at Auto Club?
I sure hope we get some green flag pit stops and go green all the way.
All right, copy that. Good luck to you, Travis.
Thanks, Captain.
Travis Browder in the number 51 over the top, paints and designs. M&M Toyota Tundra. Big shout out there to Travis Browder and John Hedrick with over the top paints and designs. Bob Wells sitting in position 10 tonight. How about a Bob Wells if you got a copy?
Yeah, I do, Scott. What's going on?
Well, how you doing out here tonight? Good to see you guys over here.
Yeah, I'm doing awesome. You know, I'm sitting in a nice place here, got the Oculus on, and I'm racing. So life is good, brother.
All right, now we are at just about the halfway point. How are you going to get the Gas Monkey up to the front?
Well, actually, I sped out of the pits on that last caution stop, and I've had to work my way from 26 back up here to where we are. We're just going to keep plugging away at it. Be nice to the tires. It's always a key here at Auto Club Speedway. Of course, want to give a big shout out to the whole pad deal. It's an important thing. People shouldn't be distracted while they're driving. A lot of people have enough driving around here, it seems like, when they're not distracted.
Copy that. That's funny right there. All right, good luck to you. Big Bad Bob Wells in the number 38. Bob Wells in the number 38 Gas Monkey. Started 5th. Currently is in 10th. Pretty good night so far for Bob Wells. Bad Bob Wells out here tonight representing Loose Lug Nuts. John Hedrick over the top paints and designs. Mark Jackson back in 7th position. Big shout out there to Kristen and Mama Patty rooting on Mark Jackson. Mark Jackson side by side with the number 33 of Freeman Kelly. Now, if you're into drones, check out Freedom Kelly. Information on the side of his truck. F Kelly, Facebook at Freedom Kelly. F Kelly drone. F Kelly drone. There it is. He does amazing work with his drone. Back to Green Flag Racing. Pace car is in. And away goes that front pack. Almost wanting to leave Mark Jackson and Freeman there in their tracks. Mark Jackson picking it back up, heading off into turn 1. Pat Rouchet in his front windshield in the number 9. Number 9 Monster. And I tell you what, Pat has been a monster tonight out here at Auto Club. What a race tonight. Lap 65 of 125 in the books. 60 to go. Drivers pulling down laps of about 41 seconds. David Washington leading his 41st lap. Travis Browder giving him a run for his money. Sean Dewar making his presence known up here in the front along with Ronald Klein. Jason Russo in the number 14 coming around the number 38 of Bob Wells onto the rear end of Dave Casia. Jason Russo and Dave Casia teammates with Kickin' Asphalt. Kevin Scott Nelson, a third team member of Kickin' Asphalt, back in position 18. Taylor Potts in the number 931. Potts Racing. Taylor and his younger brother John Garrett, members of Potts Racing. Gary Whitmer Jr. back into 17th position out here tonight. Winner of last night's 188 lap race. Grueling racing, but I tell you what, one caution last night. Amazing patience. Number 224, Kevin Scott Nelson, working his way into the high lane, side by side with the number 31 of Anthony Poston. Big run for the 224. Gary Whitmer on the inside, a little bit faster than Kevin Scott. Kevin Scott getting a good run. Jack Watts has dropped to position 20th. Working his way around the number 31 Max Mount. Jack Watts, a very strong contender, even at 5 seconds back off of our race leader. Hoping to see some green flag pit stops coming up tonight. Gary Whitmer Sr. back in, number 24th. For position, Joel Guy sitting in 23rd. Danny Rudy, one lap down. Ivan Garcia in the number 72 hanging out in the back in position 21. Been a quiet night for Ivan. Ivan coming up onto the number 31 of Anthony Poston. Side-by-side action with Gary Whitmer and John Henderson. John Henderson looking like he might be a little bit slower up into that upper lane. Gary Whitmer clear of John Henderson. Donald Stewart looking at 4.8 seconds back off of our race leader in position 15th. James Brown sitting in 14th. Everett Lane falling back early, worked his way back up to position 13 tonight. Everett Lane, a man on a mission. Bob Wells into 12th position. Reminder, ladies and gentlemen, if you are interested in getting a pad quilt, go to Pad on Facebook or to KMA Racing on Facebook. Information for the current auctioning of a pad quilt is underway. Information will be found on the Facebook page of Pad or of KMA Racing. The link to the auction on eBay will be provided. The pad quilt made by Becky Whitmer. Big shout out there to Becky Whitmer. The entire Whitmer family, big fan of Pad, People Against Distracted Driving. You can find more information out at padd.org. Jason Hughes sitting in 8th position tonight. Freeman Kelly up to position 7. Freeman Kelly working his way with Pat Rouchet. Pat Rouchet has dropped down to position 6. Mark Jackson holding steady for position 5 in the number 3. Looking at the rear end of the number 76, Ronald Klein. Positions 1, 2, 3, and 4 and 5 on your screen. Straight line formation with 49 laps to go. Lap 76 of 125 in the books. Our current leader, David Washington. Ronald Klein began tonight's race in 8th position. Has worked his way up to 4th. Sean Dewar all over the rear end of Travis Browder. Tight racing up here with positions 1, 2, and 3. David Washington leading 53 laps. James Brown trying to work his way around the number 24 of Everett Lane. Everett Lane up to position 12. Not bad for a man who was knocked out early on. Everett Lane fighting his way back, showing his support for Pad. James Brown down on the inside. Plenty of room between these two trucks out here. Auto Club's such a wide track, 2-mile track, but very wide indeed. Wide like Talladega. Oftentimes you can get the feel of Talladega out here, but not quite a full throttle track like Talladega is. Gary Whitmer, Jack Watts battling for 14th and 15th. Edging closer to green flag pit stops. Drivers definitely spread out here on lap 81. Raising the chances of a non-caution finish out here tonight. A little bit of tight racing there with Ivan Garcia. Looked like Ivan Garcia may have actually been holding up Taylor Potts and Donald Stewart. Ivan a little bit off the speed. Anthony Poston in the number 31 for position 20. Ivan Garcia in 19th, Donald Stewart, Taylor Potts 18th and 17th. John Henderson, 13.1 seconds back on that lead lap. Joel Guy, Paul Cohen, Gary Whitmer, 22nd, 23rd, and 24th. Gary Whitmer at 20 seconds back. David Washington just increasing lap per lap onto that lead lap count. David Washington up to 59 laps led of 125. Caution is out. Looking at Donald Stewart and Ivan Garcia. Contact there with Ivan and Donald Stewart. Gonna go in-car camera and see if we can figure out what happened here. Appears right there was a contact between the number 72 and the number 78. Donald Stewart going for a ride. Fifth caution of the night. Contact between Ivan Garcia and Donald Stewart. One more time, David Washington will lead them off into pit row underneath caution number 5. Becky Whitmer out there on that KMA TV chat, kind of hoping for a caution to get the field back together. As the drivers do get spread apart, it does get a little bit boring for the drivers and the fans. Drivers making their way in and out of pit row underneath caution number 5. Travis Browder, Mark Jackson, Ronald Klein. Positions 1, 2, and 3. Pat Rouchet sitting in 4th position. Jason Hughes in 5th. David Washington has fallen down to position 6th. Everett Lane into position 10. How about it, Everett? Have you got a copy?
Hey, Scott, how you doing, buddy?
Doing good. Appreciate you coming out tonight for the race for Pad. 5 cautions. We're now getting up into that heavy caution count. How's it going down there?
Pretty good. Long race, though, here. Track's really tough on the drivers. Bouncing us around a lot in the cockpits. I think I might have to go to the dentist after this race to get my dentures checked.
All right, copy that. Get them all leveled out. Now, as you know, this is a race for Pad. I know you've got children. How has Pad impacted your life as an educator with your kids?
Well, they're all grown now, but, you know, we all stay on them. You know, anytime you got one of those phone calls, just want to pull that vehicle over and answer that phone. Anytime you got to make a text, you pull that vehicle over and make your text. You definitely don't want to be distracted out here driving these cars, especially these young kids.
All right, great information right there. Great words of wisdom. Have you got anybody out here you're going to try to get to, or anybody you're keeping a very close eye on?
Well, Scott, I'm just trying to survive. You know, I'm up to 10th now. You know, took 2 tires back on that last couple pits ago and 2 cautions ago, and it didn't work out very well. Went right to the back, so we're not going to do that again, that's for sure.
All right. Good luck to you, Everett Lane. Hopefully we'll see you there up on the podium.
Thank you, Scott.
Everett Lane, Fast Lane Racing, up to 10th position in a good spot. Taking a look at our running order. Travis Browder, Mark Jackson, Ronald Klein, Jason Hughes up to 4th. David Washington, 6th. Jason Russo, 8th. James Brown up to 7th. Gary Whitmer sitting in 9th position. Good placement for Gary. Last night's winner. Sean Dewar back in 21st. Kevin Scott Nelson in 22nd. Travis Browder out there on that front line along with Mark Jackson. Lap 88 of 125, 37 laps to go, 7 lead changes, 5 cautions totaling 20 laps. Drivers will be fueled up, ready to go. Away goes Travis Browder. Once Travis gets up in that lead, he is hard to dislead, to unlead. Ronald Klein going to give it his best shot, though. Pat Rouchet sitting in 5th place side by side with David Washington. David Washington having to back out of that one there or take a bite out of the number 3. Number 3 coming down, giving David Washington that inside run that he needs. David Washington very careful about going 3 wide here, not really showing an interest in it. David Washington making a run down on that inside lane. Mark Jackson holding steady in 5th place tonight. Big shout out there to Mark Jackson. Jason Hughes solid in 6th. Lap 93 of 125, 32 to go. Ronald Klein has taken that lead away from Travis Browder. Ronald Klein should lead his first lap of the night. Travis Browder leading 25, Ronald Klein leading 1, David Washington leading 61. David Washington in 2nd position. 3rd position. Trying to get up to Travis Browder in 2nd. Pat Rouchet, Mark Jackson, 4th and 5th. Jason Hughes in 6th. This is the monthly race for PAD, People Against Distracted Driving. Check them out at padd.org. If you'd like to donate, help out, take part in our auction for a beautiful handmade pad quilt made by Becky Whitmer. Information has been posted up in Facebook on the PAD site as well as the KMA Racing site. Be sure to get your bid in as soon as you can. Ronald Klein hoping to lead the next 30 laps and bring home a victory tonight. Got about 6 guys right now that might have something to say about that. David Casey down below. Mark Jackson on his way to the front. Mark Jackson, a definite man on a mission, along with Jason Hughes. But I tell you what, Pat Rouchet, though, he has put up a good fight tonight. Pat Rouchet spending the majority of his time out there in the front. Travis Browder coming around Mark Jackson. Travis Browder with a pit stop. Travis Browder on fresher tires. Needs desperately to get up there to the front in front of Ronald Klein. That will technically put him back onto that lead lap once he passes the leaders. Travis Browder on those fresher tires making something happen. Side by side with the number 9, Clearo, the number 9, Pat Boucher. David Washington, half a second away from Ronald Klein. Lap 99 of 125, 26 to go. David Washington indeed catching Ronald Klein within 0.3. Lap traffic of Travis Browder trying to work his way around the leader. Travis Browder side by side with the number 98. And clear of up to our race leader, Ronald Klein. As soon as Travis Browder gets around our race leader, he will no longer be one lap down. He has cleared our race leader. David Washington all over the rear end of the number 76 of Ronald Klein with 24 laps to go. At Auto Club, sometimes it can take 2 or 3 laps, possibly 4 or 5, to make that pass. And right now, David Washington, not so sure if he's really trying or if he's just trying to keep pace. He's still got 23 laps to get her done. David Washington onto that outside lane. Travis Browder right now in position for a caution. Caution is out. Looking at Mark Jackson and Everett Lane. A little bit of contact there with Everett Lane onto the rear end of the number 3 of Mark Jackson. Tough break there for the number 3 of Mark Jackson. James Brown getting a little kiss of it there on through the rear end as well of Everett. Everett Lane just barely touching Mark Jackson, and that's all it took. 6th caution of the night. Ronald Klein leading them into pit row under caution on lap 104 of 125. Ronald Klein in the People Against Distracted Driving pad, max mount. More information at padd.org or maxmount, maxmount.com. Jason Hughes, Bob Wells up to 3rd and 4th. David Washington back out onto that front line. Pat Rouchet in 5th place tonight. Pat has put up an incredible fight. Very impressed with Pat Rouchet. How about it, Pat? Have you got a copy?
Yes, sir.
Tell you what a battle you have been doing. You have been maintaining top 10 better part of the race and top 5 for a large majority.
Yeah, it's tough, man. Them guys are pretty fast up there. I'm just trying to save a little tire for the end, but I don't know, man. They quick.
Well, I tell you what, the end is here. Just about 21 laps to go. We're talking about maybe 11 or 12 minutes. You could be in victory lane. Do you plan to get the hammer down early on, or are you going to really wait until the last 4 or 5?
No, I think we're going to push it all the way this time, Scott. We're going to do the best we can.
All right, now on your monster number 9, I see something about Pat and his Sim skins. Tell me all about it.
Just a little painting I do on the side, man. Contact me and get a paint if you want one.
All righty, sounds like the plan. All right, good luck to you there, Pat Rouchet.
Thanks, buddy.
Pat Rouchet in the number 9, geared up, ready to go. Going to have some very stiff competition out here. Jack Watts back in 8th position. How about it, Jack Watts? Have you got a copy?
Yes, sir. How you doing, Scotty?
Doing good. Up and down battle for you. Tell me all about it.
Yeah, I was running in the front for a little bit, and then had to use the restroom, so I ended up in the back, and now we're going to run to the front as much as we can.
Well, you got about 20 laps to get her done. What do you think your chances are tonight of winning?
It's going to be rough. These guys up here in the front are really fast. David, Travis, these guys are pretty quick to try to keep up with, and coming from this far back behind them, it's going to be a chore.
Now, as a biker, this is the race for Pad. Talk to us about the dangers of distracted driving and their relationship with Pad and bikes.
Oh, yeah. You got to make sure you stay off that phone. Don't text. It can wait. I mean, one text, you can swerve over and not see what's next to you, and that's big when you're riding motorcycles.
And we've got Doug Turner out there on that KMA TV chat keeping a close eye on you. Any shouts or words?
Yeah, I just want to thank my teammates, Southeast Motorsports, and Doug Turner for painting up my truck, and just hoping to put the Southeast Pad truck to the front.
All right, copy that, and good luck to you there, Jack.
Thanks, KMA, for the host. Appreciate it.
Big shout out there to Doug Turner and Southeast Motorsports and Jack Watts. 19 laps to go, 106 of 125. Little on the heavy side for the cautions, but not a bad race at all. Unfortunately, we'll not be seeing green flag pit stops. But I tell you what, we are going to be seeing some heavy racing going on between David Washington, Ronald Klein, Jason Hughes, Bob Wells, and Pat Rouchet. Now, Jason Hughes and Bob Wells, not really regulars here with the KMA Racing League, but they are just very impressive tonight. Clean, solid, have hung out near the back and beginning of the race, worked their way up middle way, stayed out of trouble all the way. Both drivers on their original vehicle. They could be the sleepers for the night in the race for Pad. Jason Hughes, Bob Wells, Ronald Klein, David Washington are top 4 drivers. David Washington out of that gate early, putting a distance between him and Ronald Klein and Jason Hughes. Pat Rouchet coming on the inside lane up to the green gas monkey Bob Wells for position 4. Pat Rouchet, Bob Wells side by side. Everett Lane still in the mix in position 6th. Everett Lane on the inside of Bob Wells. Door is open. Everett only getting a foot in, backing it back up. Pat Rouchet up in front of Bob Wells for a slight block. Everett Lane having to check up with Bob Wells. Positions 1, 2, and 3, David Washington, Ronald Klein, Jason Hughes with 17 to go. Heavy traffic back here with with Jack and Taylor in the 77 and the 931 side by side. Sean Dewar still in the mix in position 9. Gary Whitmer position 10. Everett Lane side by side with Jack Watts. Caution is out. We know that David Washington and Ronald Klein were involved in this. David Washington getting loose all of his own accord. We're going to back this up, ladies and gentlemen. There was no contact there with Ronald Klein. Put it down on slower speed. Right there is where David Washington just started to spin her out. Tough break there for the number 26. Rear-end collision. Ivan Garcia involved as well. Well, ladies and gentlemen, did not expect that to happen with David Washington. The lucky leprechaun John Henderson going for a ride as well. A little bit of carnage there in the rear of the field. 26, number 72, number 11. 3 drivers definitely involved. Ronald Klein, Jason Hughes into pit row, along with Pat Rouchet and Bob Wells. Everett Lane, Sean Dewar staying out. Mark Jackson opting to stay out. Interesting situation there with Ronald Klein going into pit row, Everett Lane and Sean Dewar staying out. That might be a game changer, ladies and gentlemen. We'll come back down to tires. David Washington in pit row. Getting her fixed. David Washington falling down to position 17. Tough break there for David Washington in the number 98. How about it, Dave Washington? Have you got a copy?
Hey.
I tell you what, we had the cameras right on you, sir. The truck looked like it just broke loose. Talk us through it.
I've been trying 2 tires, I don't know how many times tonight. That's the first time it did that. I was shocked. That's why I couldn't pull away from anybody, really. I take, the right sides and a left rear or something, because the way I'm working my left front, it helped keep turning the truck. And it just, for some reason, when I went straight 2 tires, it didn't like it.
Well, I tell you what, either way it goes, I made sure I got you down here for an interview. You have led 66 laps, and nobody is going to top that no matter what the outcome. You have just been absolutely amazing out here, but you're going to be restarting in position 16. Do you think you're going to be able to get back up there to the front in a matter of 12 laps?
Nah, we'll probably get inside the top 10. I'll be happy. I'm just having fun out here.
All right, well, I tell you what, very, very impressed, and good luck to you, sir.
Thank you, sir.
David Washington doing a great job out here. Very impressed with Dave Washington. Leading 66 laps. He still may be the man to beat. Everett Lane, Sean Dewar out there on that front line. Not forgetting about Mark Jackson. Pat Rouchet. Jason Hughes down in 5th. Going to be a very tight ending here at Auto Club in our race for Pad. Hopefully it will finish under green. Tomorrow night, ladies and gentlemen, we kick off our season opener with the Xfinity at Atlanta. Atlanta, always a lot of fun. Xfinities on Monday, trucks on Tuesday, Cup cars on Friday. And on Thursday, our Daytona Super Speedway Series brought to you by Richard Brose with Richie B's Pizza. Big shout out there to Richard Brose. Shout out to our Monday night sponsor, GW Graphics. Gary Whitmer right now in position 11. Jason Russo, our Tuesday night sponsor. Right now, Jason in position 14. Greg McClendon, employed by Steak and Shake, not with us tonight. But a big shout out there to Greg McClendon as well. Drivers returning to racing momentarily. We had mentioned earlier it's more driver against the track. Well, now we're going to have some driver against driver. Especially, I think, with Ronald Klein on fresher tires. Pace car is in. $11 laps to go. Everett Lane out there in front. Mark Jackson in second. Sean Dewar in third. Jason Hughes in fourth. Pat Rouchet in fifth. Ronald Klein in sixth. Ronald Klein on fresh tires, starting to make a move. Contact with Sean Dewar and the number 3 of Mark Jackson. No incident. Contact with Jason Hughes and Ronald Klein. 3 wide. 10 to go. Pat Rouchet side by side with Ronald Klein. Sean Dewar, Mark Jackson making a good run on Everett. Everett almost blocking them down. Upper lane, bumper to bumper with Everett, Sean. Caution is out. Taking a look at Bob Wells. Not sure exactly what happened with Bob Wells. Contact with the Potts and the number Taylor Potts in the number 931, I believe. Spinning the Gas Monkey number 38. Anthony Poston going for a ride. Joel Guy getting damage. Double hit there for Bob Wells. Definite contact there with Taylor Potts onto Bob Wells, setting it all forward into motion. Bob Wells was really doing a great job out here tonight, none of his own fault. Tough break there for Bob Wells. What a run for the number 38, though. He'll bring her into pit road, get a backup vehicle. Everett Lane in need of a backup vehicle as well. Sean Dewar in second position. Everett looks like he's been through the ringer tonight, but he's holding strong. Mark Jackson with a very strong truck. 8 laps to go. We will see more green flag racing. Hopefully a green flag finish out here tonight. I want to give a big shout out there to PAD, People Against Distracted Driving. Mike Kalini, the founder of PAD, a non-profit organization. If you'd like to help out PAD, go to padd.org. Be sure to visit Maxmount, MAXXMOUNT.com. Shout out there to Over the Top Paints and Designs, John Hedrick. Jack Watson, position 6. A very valiant effort out here tonight for Jack. Not giving up on Jack. I do believe Jack has won a pad race once. Jason Hughes still in contention. James Brown. Well, everybody is actually still in contention. 19 drivers on that lead lap. Travis Browder back in 9th position, leading 25 laps tonight. David Washington was probably glad to have seen that caution come out. In and out of pit road to get new tires. Tires are going to be everything. Ronald Klein in 4th on new tires. Only got a couple of laps on those tires. Eight cautions tonight at Auto Club, definitely a little bit on the heavier side. And may not be done with them yet. Going to be looking at about a 5-lap shootout here at Auto Club. Five-lap shootouts can be completely insane. Drivers lining up, double file. I hope you've enjoyed the race tonight. I hope the drivers have enjoyed tonight's race. I've enjoyed broadcasting it and watching these drivers zip around this 2-mile track at about 180 miles per hour. 40-second laps. Good run tonight. We are coming to 5 to go. Underneath, hopefully, what will be our last caution of the night. Hopefully, a green flag finish coming our way. Going to go in-car camera with Travis Browder and the number 51. Travis restarting in 8th position. Pace car is in. Travis a little anxious there. Getting up alongside Jason Hughes. That would not have been good. Travis Browder making his way around James Brown in the 00. Up track for Travis Browder. Down track for Travis Browder, fighting it hard. James Brown coming back. Jason Hughes up. Travis Browder giving it everything he's got. Just about 4 wide, therefore position 6th. Everett Lane side by side with Mark Jackson for the lead with 4 to go. Ronald Klein, Jack Watts, Pat Richey. Anybody's game up in front. Everett Lane ahead by a truck length. Mark Jackson to the inside. Everett Lane into the wall. That'll take Everett Lane out. Mark Jackson, Ronald Klein, Jack Watts, Pat Richey. 3 to go. Jack Watts up onto that outside lane. 76, Mark Jackson, 76 and number 3 of Mark Jackson, side by side. Mark Jackson wanting this win very badly out here tonight. Started 10th, currently 2nd position. Ronald Klein started 8th, currently is in 1st. Travis Browder still trying to work his way around Jack Watts. 2 to go, caution is out. Ivan Garcia, the number 72, striking the wall. With 2 to go, ladies and gentlemen, that will freeze our field. We're going to have to make it official out here, of course. We'll talk to Jack Watts momentarily. Jack Watts tentatively finishing up in 3rd position. How about it, Jack Watts? Have you got a copy?
Yes, sir.
This is so the deal.
Yes, sir.
Well, all right. Congratulations. You will get 3rd place out of here tonight. No laps led, but definitely a podium. Sum up your night for me, brother.
It was pretty clean racing. It was a really good time. I know I had something for both of these guys. I would have liked to run it to the end, but Travis was coming on strong. David was back there. If it had been a lot longer, no telling, but I'd like to see it go out green.
All right. I tell you what, Jack, very, very impressive. Appreciate the support. And hell of a ride, Jack. Good job.
Thank you, sir. And I just want to thank again my team, Southeast Motorsports, Doug Turner from Payton, and Pat. Thanks for all that you guys do.
All right, copy that. Jack Watts in 2nd position tonight. 3rd position. Mark Jackson. Mark Jackson taking home a very solid 2 tonight. How about it, Mark?
Scott, we're coming around to take the checkers right here.
Well, I tell you what, it's over, Mark. You did a great job tonight. Very, very valiant fight for Mark Jackson and the over-the-top paints and designs. But unfortunately, it does end under caution. Do you think you would have gotten up there to Ronald Klein without that caution?
Good job. Very good job.
I don't know. we were holding on there to the very end. I wish we could have had a little bit more tire, but we stayed out and held our track position, and it paid off. We got a top 3 out of it.
All right, hell of a job. Final shout-outs there for Mark Jackson.
I just want to thank my sponsor, Over the Top Paints and Designs, John Hendrick. Catch us on Facebook. I want to give a special shout out to Pad Motorsports, Mike Collini, and his family. We always keep them in mind and keep them in our hearts, and just thank God for what we do every day at KMA Racing.
All righty, good words there by Mark Jackson. Good job in the race, Mark Jackson, position 2.
Thank you, Scotty.
But the man of the hour, Ronald Klein. Now, I had mentioned to you, ladies and gentlemen, with Ronald Klein going into pit row underneath the next to the last caution, that he was taking a gamble, putting him back there into traffic. But on those new tires, it paid off. How about it, Ronald Klein?
How's it going, Scott?
Doing good. Having a lot of fun watching you out there come from about 4th position. That was a very smart move. You're heading off into pit road, taking that rubber on.
I actually didn't really have much of a choice, Scott. When David got loose on that caution, I got into him, and then Jason Hughes was, he couldn't check up fast enough, got in the back of me, so I was actually too afraid to stay out, and I was hoping more people would actually pit. When it came out, I thought, oh boy, I probably don't have a shot at this one.
Well, I tell you what, I had called you on those tires, and those tires did make the difference. Now, I'm pretty proud to see out there in the Max Mount pad, people against distracted driving, even with the shiny rims, you're out there looking very sharp, and you are supporting Max Mount. Talk to me a little bit about pad and Max Mount.
Well, obviously, people against distracted driving pad come out here to support this race, and everybody involved in pad try to get the word out there about pad, get people to know about it, get the information out there. Proud to represent them, and Max Mount is a company who creates a product that you can use your smartphone and whatnot, and it's a hands-free type deal where you won't be distracted while you're driving. So definitely check them out.
All right, great job out here tonight. Ronald Klein, pretty proud, winning the Race 4 Pad monthly first Sunday of the month race. Good job, Ronald Klein, kicking some ass.
Copy that, Scott. If you don't mind, I'd like to give a couple of quick shout-outs.
Yep.
I'd like to say thanks and sorry to Donald Stewart. We got together. I don't know exactly what the issue was there. Had another issue with Everett Lane. Right there at the end, Mark Jackson and I were run real hard. Kind of got ran down on the apron, came back up. Did not mean to get into Sean Dower, but it's for the win, and I don't normally do that kind of stuff, but tonight was kind of a special night, so I gotta apologize to all those guys. Big shout out to John Hendrick at Over the Top Paints and Designs for painting this truck up. Amazing work. If you want to look the best, go to Over the Top Paints and Designs. Thanks, Scott. Appreciate it.
All right, and a big 10-4 on all of that. Ronald Klein, a stand-up guy, winning the Race for Pad. Good job, Ron.
Thanks, Scott.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, we're going to flash up those results and work our way on out of here. Great job again to Ronald Klein. Thank you, fans, for viewing us out here tonight in our monthly Race 4 Pad.